Hey y'all, it's me Rodney, and
it's me Missy. I'm trying to figure out which one you're on. That one. It's me Missy, guys.
You want to tell them what we're going to do today?
Yes, I am. Okay, this is Emily's dresser. So we got this in December or something like that. And then it got cold and it got rainy and it got all the things that the weather does, and she decided she's been looking for something like this to be her nightstand because it's low enough but it's big enough, and then she has a storage. So she's been looking, and then I'm like, there's this one, so she claimed it. So this is Emily's dresser, and this is what we're going to be working on today. So she chose the colors. But she's given me kind of like free range style of how I'm wanting to paint it. So I'm happy about that. So she chose Weeping Willow. She likes it. And I got drop cloth because we're going to add it in. If you can see here, I got a bunch of brushes because we're kind of going to use a bunch of brushes because I'm going to want to blend some of this drop cloth and the Weeping Willow together. If you see this right here, okay, so what this right here is a stencil, and then I used modeling paste. I taped my stencil down to the drawer, and then I used the modeling paste to go over it so it's kind of raised. I went ahead and did this beforehand because it does take a minute to dry, and I knew that it wouldn't dry on the live today, but it's real simple. If you're curious about that, I can help y'all with that a little bit more, but it's really simple. You can get that modeling paste from Amazon.
Yeah, that's where I ordered it from.
That's
Amazon.
Where we got it from.
It dries as hard as stone.
Yeah,
too,
it's hard.
It's awesome.
It's really nice. It's good. I put my stencil where I wanted to. I taped it down, and then I used like a Bondo spreader, that pink thing.
Yeah.
And I just put some of the modeling paste on it, and I just spread it over the stencil, and then I picked the stencil up, and then I let it dry. That's it. So it turned out really cool. I like it. And so when I paint over it, it's just going to give it a little bit of texture. You could easily go over it with some like Gildan wax if you wanted to. But Emily told me no florals and no gold. So she really hurt my feelings in both of those areas. But it is her piece, so she gets to decide how she wants it done. If I was going to do this piece all on my own, I probably would sand the top down to the bare wood and restain it. It does have, like, you can't really see it on camera, but it does have some flaws to it. So it's a good piece of furniture, but it could use some work if you were trying to keep it original to the wood.
Yes, it would take quite a bit of work.
It would take some work. So please don't come at me because I'm painting it.
Okay, so Judy said good morning.
Good morning.
Tina said good morning.
Good morning, Tina.
Kat said good morning.
Hi, Kat.
Donna Noble said good morning.
Good morning.
And Jamie said good morning.
Hi. Okay, you got to go because I got to paint. And I don't need dog hair.
The cork is in the way.
You got to go. You got to go lay down.
Come on, pup. Come here.
Yeah, you got to get out of here.
She's been kind of needy today. I think it has to do with the weather.
It's the weather. Yeah, they don't like the rain. Okay, so let me tell you how I prepped this piece up real quick. I cleaned it with White Lightning, rinsed it off really good. I scuff sanded it up with some 220 grit. Tried to smooth out as much of the flaws as I could. And then I wiped it really good down again with just water to make sure that I got all the dust out. The inside of the drawer, I did decoupage. Well, I guess it's decoupage. I have a new tissue paper that I've been playing with, but I am going to share it with you guys soon. I just lined with clear coat and the tissue paper. Let me grab it. Rodney done walked off, but this is what it is. It's this tissue paper. So I just recently got it in, so we haven't done anything with it yet, but this is what I lined the drawer with. it just looks like old newspaper, like old newspaper articles and stuff. So that is what I put on the inside of the drawer. I just used clear coat and the tissue paper. I didn't even paint it. I just left it the dark wood because it's just the inside of the drawer is just lining. So just to make it look nicer for when she puts her stuff in there. Okay, so she chose Weeping Willow. And the first thing that I'm going to do...
Good morning, Margie.
...is just give it a coat of the Weeping Willow. But I'm going to save those brushes for my other stuff. Now this is the same Weeping Willow as when I painted that other table.
You're good.
I'm good.
Yeah. I'm trying to get rid of the audio popping. I thought I had it fixed last night with a test stream.
Oh, man.
But I think I just got rid of it. So Margie said, hi, everyone here from Kentucky.
Hi, from Kentucky.
And I misread Jamie's. She said, hi, hope you are all well.
Oh, yes.
We hope you're well, too.
Yes.
Just know that there's no noise cancellation. So be careful if you do anything loud. I did drop the decibels down to -4 on the mic.
Okay, so I'm going to push this. I'm going to need you to back up. I'm really going to need you to back up. She's going to try to lay right here next to me. Oh, come on. Come on.
Pups and painting. And again, it's just because she's scared because of the weather, even though it's only thundered like once this morning.
Okay. If you want to lay down with me, you can. But you have to lay on that towel. And away from my furniture.
Margie said Cammie is so interested in what you're doing.
She is today. She is. Okay, so I'm wanting to blend drop cloth in the center of these drawers, just to give it a little bit more, just, I don't know, what would you, not fanciness, but just a little bit more character, I guess.
Yeah.
Not to be so plain, because there's no details on these drawers whatsoever. Look how pretty it paints over the whatchamacallit, the stencil, the raised stencil.
Yeah. Yeah, the structure paste created a neat texture.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna hit the top of this drawer, but I'm not too much worried about the edges of the drawers right now, because I can always come back and do those after everything's dry. What I'm wanting to do is just get my faces painted and get them drying, because when I come back through to do the blending with the drop cloth, I need this to go ahead and be dry, or drier than just straight wet paint. Emily said that if she didn't like how it was turning out, she was gonna charge me for it, or something like that.
Yeah, she's a goofy.
She's goofy.
Okay, so most of the popping's out. It's still popping a little bit.
Okay.
But I think it was because so many audio devices, so many of these devices that we have hooked up have audio. And when that happens, it interferes with the other. I've turned off everything except for the wireless microphone system that we use. So anything after that is going to be server upload issue. Margie said, there's that beautiful color again.
Yes, Emily chose it. I was gonna go with a different color because I just used this with y'all not that long ago. But Emily chose it, so I gotta go with what she wants. It's her bedroom. It's gonna make a great nightstand, that's for sure. A nice and big one.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Jamie said, I am in love with that color.
It's very pretty.
And what color is that again?
Weeping Willow. It's one of their new cottage colors. Dixie Belle's new cottage colors.
Yeah, I like it too. Mm-hmm. Ooh, wow. You can really see the structure paste standing out now.
Yeah, it does stand out. I like it though.
I'm gonna switch it to a different scene. Yeah, that way they can see it. So they're on this camera now, close to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're getting lots of hearts. Lots and lots of hearts.
That's Emily. Emily's, if she likes what I'm doing, she's going to send me a bunch of hearts. Oh, me. That kid. She said no flowers and no gold. I was like, man, do you even want me to paint it? Do you want me to do this? Isn't that pretty?
I think it's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Emily said, I said gold.
She said I could use gold?
Yeah, she did it in all caps like she's yelling at you.
She said she's yelling at me?
Yeah, she's yelling.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and work on the sides while this is drying because this is where everything that's, that I'm doing fancy is going to be on the front. So while that's drying, I'm just going to go ahead and get this side, the sides painted. Without having to move it.
I think your mic may be accidentally bumping something.
I don't have my necklace on. I took my necklace off.
Because you are popping.
I will say this, the pigment in this Weeping Willow color is very good. It's very strong. Your first coat does really good as far as like coverage goes. You know, not all colors give you a great full coverage. You know what I'm saying? But this one does really good.
I do.
It's really pretty.
It's looking good.
Really pretty. Well, I'm glad that Emily said that I could do gold because the handles that I was wanting to put on here are gold. You know? So I'm glad that she says I can do gold.
Right.
Because gold and this color, I think, would look really good together. A little bit of gilding wax would be pretty. But it doesn't, like if you outlined, like just dry brush the gilding wax on top of the key stencil, I think that would be pretty.
Donna said you should have her help with you. You should have her help you with this.
You know, I've painted with Emily before. It's been a minute. She's a little bit of a different painter than me. So I don't know.
I see what's happening. We're losing connection to your mic. I never monitored that before until today. It's probably because you're on the other side of the counter.
Am I too far away from you? Is that what it is?
Yeah, but you could be directly in line. I think you're too low.
Let's slide this.
Because now you got full bars, and then it just dropped down and it popped. So yeah, just confirming. Tina asked, will it take the whole jar of Dixie Belle paint to cover the nightstand?
No, because okay, so this wasn't a full jar when I had it. This is the jar that I opened up when I painted that little round table in my live a while back, and I don't know if I've used it on a small project since then. There's a good possibility I have, but no, it's not going to, because I'm like halfway through, and other than the top and this little section right here, and like I said, like it's so pigmented. I wouldn't say it's a one coat process, but it's pretty close to a one coat paint job. Your second coat, you could easily go a lot thinner with a mister bottle and thin your paint down and get your second coat really good. But no, I won't go through this whole jar to finish this piece. I'll still have leftover paint. For sure.
Donna said gold on the keys would look really good.
Oh, the handle, yes, I think so too. And the handles that I have for this piece that I got out this morning, I think are gonna look really good with this piece too. Like the colors of this piece and stuff like that.
Jesse said, can't stay and watch today. Boss got me working like a rented mule. But I had to stop by to show my support.
Ah, thank you, Jesse.
Much love and God bless.
Yes, sir.
I'm watching our transmission rate. Yours just drops down to 2 constantly. In 1 bar, even though you're like a couple feet away. I wonder why we're just now starting to have this issue.
One thing that I love about chalk paint is how it can cover up flaws.
Sandy said, hi y'all, sorry I'm late.
Hi.
We're just now getting started.
Yeah. I'm just throwing a coat of green paint on Emily's dresser. She chose it to go in her bedroom. I told her I would do it up for her. We finally got a break in the cold and the rain, enough for me to go outside, and I was like, I'm gonna prep every piece of furniture that I can in these few hours so that I can bring them in and start working on them. That's the bad side about the weather. And I'm a firm believer that you at least gotta scuff sand it before you go through and paint it.
Yeah, me too.
At least scuff sand it. You don't got to take it down to the bare wood, but you got to at least be. A scuff sand never hurts. It's always good. The other piece that I got, I have to slick stick it, and then I got to wait 24 hours before I can paint it. So that one's easy. If we could just get a break in the weather.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. If it wouldn't be raining or wouldn't be freezing cold, goodness gracious.
It's crazy too. You know, when it's cold outside, you wake up and it's 70 in the house, you're freezing cold. But during the summertime, 70 just doesn't seem like it's cold enough.
Yeah, we had I turned the air conditioner on yesterday. I couldn't take it.
It was getting too muggy in the house.
I couldn't take it at all. So that's how I got a little less than half. I'm about right here.
They can't see you.
I'm about right here. That's how much paint I have left in my jar. And I didn't start out with a full jar. And that's a lot of paint when it's chalk paint. Because you use water with it to thin, to thin it out.
Margie said the weather's been crazy there.
Has it?
In Kentucky.
Yeah.
And then Sandy said, "Hi, my husband says that same thing."
Yeah.
Prepping,
When you get up
yeah.
and that's what he said this morning. He was like, "It's freezing cold in this house." I was like, "It's 70 in this house. It ain't freezing cold." But I had already drank like 3 cups of coffee.
It was freezing to me.
Yeah, it was freezing to him. It wasn't freezing to me. All right. So you can see it's already starting to dry.
Yeah, it is. But what's cool is the dadgum structure paste is drying darker because it's got that stone-like and it's sucking the paint in. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to figure out why is it darkening up as it dries, just on the structure paste or modeling paste, whatever you want to call it. It's made for building up a lot of impasto on a canvas.
Mm-hmm. And we just ordered ours off Amazon.
Yeah, because there's no way I can get it cheaper.
Right.
Unless I wanted to buy a million things of it.
Right.
Which there's so much in one container, guys.
It's a lot.
Yeah. It's. I think I actually bought U.S. Art Supply. You could probably get on a website called Dick Blick and probably get it even cheaper and get you a better quality, like Faber-Castell or something like that.
But this worked out really well. It was really easy to work. I mean, I just I taped my stencil down, and then using the Bondo spreader, I just went over it and then kind of not mashing it, just like lightly going over it to just take any of the excess off and letting the paste sit inside the stencil and then bringing it out. It's real easy, real simple. It's definitely, and it was fun. It's interesting. So this is the first time I've ever done anything like this before. Well, I've used Dixie Belle mud to make a raised stencil, but for me, this was much easier than the Dixie Belle mud.
Tina says she slick sticked her vases yesterday.
Yes.
And she's going to be able to decoupage them with a tissue paper to match the tables that you did last week.
Right. So how did you like using the slick stick? Like, what was your thoughts on that? Because it is different. It's a little bit different than paint or whatever. But you can get really good coverage with it too.
Especially now that they added it with boss too.
With boss, yeah. So that's what we got to get used to, not calling it slick stick no more.
Yeah, because now it's going to be bonding
boss.
Which
yeah.
they got rid of boss too.
They got rid of boss and they got rid of slick stick and they combined them into one product.
Yeah. That way you're not having to buy both products.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot of
Because
sense.
sometimes you don't need slick stick. Sometimes you only need boss. But sometimes you needed Slick Stick, and then you needed Boss because it could still bleed through
Yes.
on the Slick Stick. But Boss will stop the bleed through. So it's great that they did that for sure. So that way you're not using two different products, and then your wait time and all that kind of stuff in between before you finally get to jump in and do the painting thing.
Tina said that she found it quite easy to cover everything.
Yeah.
She did the first coat, let it dry for 2 hours, and then the second coat and let it dry overnight. But really, it was really easy to use.
Yes, I think so too. I like it. When I go to do Slick Stick that table, I'm just gonna roll it with a foam roller because it's so big.
Right.
And then I'll just toss the foam roller when it's done because you can't do anything with it.
Well, that makes sense.
So I'm just letting this dry a little bit
And we do
more.
like those smooth foam rollers whenever we're doing a large piece of furniture.
Yeah, those foam cabinet rollers, they work really good for stuff like that. If you use them to, like if I wanted to foam roll this piece, I would have just wet my foam roller and then put it in my chalk paint, and so that way that it didn't absorb all my chalk paint and didn't waste my product.
And it gives a really smooth result. Like if we're doing a big dresser that's longer than this one, Missy would have rolled the top as opposed to brushed it. Gives you a smoother result.
It does give you a nice smooth result.
Or not a smoother result. It gives you a smooth result from the get go, and then you just do. I don't know. Now we're out of dadgum. Focus. Just going to manually apply the focus there. There you go.
So it is drying. One thing I need to do
Hearts are flying. It is drying and hearts are flying.
Yep, let it dry a little bit longer. Let me get this brush into water so that
way it doesn't dry.
it doesn't dry and get hard. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do once it dries just a little bit more is we're gonna take drop cloth, and like I said, I have a bunch of brushes, and the reason why I'm going to go through a bunch of brushes because one is going to be dedicated to the Weeping Willow, and I'm just going to grab a fresh brush for that. My next brush is going to be dedicated to drop cloth, and then I'm going to use another brush to blend the two so there's no harsh lines or anything like that. So what I'm wanting is, here's a handle, so I'm wanting to take this center piece and then use the drop cloth in the center and just brighten this section up. Same for this, and then same for this, just lightly, so that way the green fades into the drop cloth and it's just nice and light. So I'm only going to do it right here on the front of the drawers. The sides of this dresser, what do you call that when it's like that?
It's not a slat. It's just an old school way of building the
Yeah,
furniture
it just has
to minimize the amount of
right. It's not
thick wood that they had to put on it.
It's not a solid piece.
No.
It has that. So if it was a solid piece, you could have easily done the same thing there and just lightened up the sides. But because it's just got those like two rectangles, I'm not going to do that. And then as far as the top goes, I'm just going to leave the top.
Sandy said, "I can't wait."
Yeah, I'm just going to leave the top the original color. I'm just going to put my main focus here because by the time she puts her little tray and her lamp and all that kind of stuff on here, you're not really going to see anything. This is what you're mainly going to see, so that's where I'm going to focus on that.
Because Emily likes to collect antique stuff.
Yeah.
Cute antique stuff, though.
So, I mean, like her tray with her glasses, her cell phone, a lamp, by then it's just...
Metal purses.
Yeah, it's just going to be covered up. So there's not really, I'm not going to really do any of the blending up top. I think it'll look good just like this.
Just doing the front drawers. Contour blending is tough enough as it is.
So I'm just wanting it to dry a little bit more.
Margie said, anxious to see it finished. Get on with the show, Missy.
I know, I'm working
She didn't
on
say
it.
that. I added that last part.
I'm gonna pull the drawers out just a little bit so that I can work with them. Because I'm not blending just blending the drawers. I'm not blending the outside of it or whatever.
So far, it's looking good. Just this regular one. Margie gave 2 laughing emojis with the tears rolling out her eyes.
Yeah, get the show on the road. I'm
That's
working on
right.
it. I'm working on it.
Sandy said, we know Missy is a perfectionist. I gotta wait for it to dry.
Well, it's just gotta dry. If I get my heat gun out, I for sure can get this one going because this one's gonna take the longest. I just want it to dry a little bit more. If I turn my mic off, can I get the heat gun?
Yeah, you can
Yes,
turn your
thank
mic
you.
off with the heat gun, I guess. I don't know where you're gonna find a cord long enough to use it over here. Because we don't have any big extension cords. They're all at the store from where we've been working in the back. Oh, yeah. And then our pup's going to start barking because
She might not want to lay with me no more.
the heat gun. She's a goofy dog.
She might not want to lay with me no more.
Come on, pup.
Don't do it.
Come over here.
Go. Don't do it.
Cammy. I put it on front view so I can see Cammy looking all scared of the... It's so funny. Come here. Come here. Why are you so scared of the heat gun? She's gonna try to eat the heat gun. She's gonna learn real quick. Don't fool with that thing. I have a big scar on my arm right here to show it. Don't fool with the heat gun. Margie's laughing again about Cammy. Cammy, she's a tough dog.
Yeah.
I tell you what, she'll try to fight dogs too. It's so aggravating. Kat said Cammy's got some beef with that heat gun.
She does.
Heat gun, vacuum cleaner,
And all of it.
table saw, a drill. So bad.
All right. I did it.
You did it.
I'm all done. That's it. That's all I needed to do. You can come back and lay back down. You can lay back down. Goodness gracious.
I'll tell you who's anxious to see it done. Cammy.
Can't, I guess so. No, you can't lay with me. You can lay on your blanket. Okay, so this is dry. And look how good a first coat is. Like in person. You see it?
Yeah. You can see it on camera.
Okay, well, I know in camera it probably looks really good, but even in person, like, it looks really good as far as like a first coat. Like, this is a very pigmented color, I would say. Very pigmented. Okay, so if you're going to attempt to do this, here's what I would suggest. Find you a piece of scrap board, just a block of wood, and then just play with it. Make sure you have rags that you can dry your brushes off with. Make sure you have a misting bottle, and then you can just play with it. You're going to want to keep your brushes separate as far as the colors or whatever. That's why I went and got so many brushes, because you never know. So I'm going to take drop cloth.
Tina, that's probably true. That the sounds actually bother the dog.
Yeah.
Maybe she's got
never
that thing
liked
like you
it.
do.
Yeah.
Misnomia or whatever it's called.
Yeah, she's never liked it. Okay, so I just mist my brush a little bit just to get it a little bit of just damp. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of the paint on it. Not much at all. And then I am going to use my drop cloth to try to wipe it up, because I don't want a bunch of paint. I just want enough. Because all I'm going to do is from handle to handle. That's where I'm kind of going for. I'm just going to take the drop cloth and I'm going to go in the center and just make my line.
And the goal with this is to keep the paint wet, guys.
Yes, you're going to
That
want
way
to
you're going
keep
to
your
get your
paint
smooth
wet.
blend.
And then I'm just going to take my Weeping Willow.
And Angel's Crafty Halo said good morning.
Good morning. And I'm just going to outline the box. And if you're thinking, why did I need it to be dry before I could do this? Because I didn't want to move my base coat. I want to blend these two together. I didn't want my base coat because I want the full coverage as far as the paint on the wood. Does that make sense? What I said? That's why I needed it to dry.
Yeah.
Because I still want, yeah. So just a light mist.
Tina said yes.
Okay. And then I'm just going to take, I'm using the medium oval brush. You can use the Best Dang brush too, which I'll probably use that. And I'm just going to mist it. And then I'm just going to blend the two together.
I shortened my channel name a little. Hey, sometimes that's a good thing. I didn't think your channel's name was that big. What was it originally? Oh, it was Angela's Crafty. Now I'm gonna have to go back and well, I won't be able to go back and look, will I?
So when you're going to put the two colors and you're mixing them with and you've got it, you want to keep it wet so you can move it. You can keep your brush semi-dry so you can take off the excess paint and you just want to wipe it. That's what you're going to want to do.
Angela Kraus, the Crafty Halo. Well, yeah. I mean, that wasn't a bad name either. Yeah, I moved the camera down so they'd be able to see it better. Since you're wiping stuff on the canvas underneath it. Margie said, very interesting. I've never seen anything like that before. So what she's doing is it's a contour blending, but her technique is more like a smoky blend, which is really, it can work out really good. And it's like she's doing in this case, where she's kind of cross-hatching across the whole thing. That's what the X strokes is. And when you get used to it, you don't even notice that you're doing the X stroke. Angela says she loves the colors, Missy.
Do you? Does Emily? Emily, do you love the colors?
Emily's probably busy. I haven't seen any hearts in all.
You haven't seen any hearts.
I mean, it is a Friday.
It is Friday, yeah, I know. So see how it's just a little bit brighter in the center.
And that's all you're going for.
Right. And so if you need to, bring in more of the green to darken it up around your edges, you can do that. And I didn't reload this brush. I just kept it like it was. And then you can still blend. So you just want to, it's very light, no pressure. I'm just doing the tip of the brush, right? And I'm just blending it so it's a nice, soft.
Jamie said, this is looking fantastic. Let me switch to front camera real quick so you guys can get to see the subtlety in between the two colors.
When it dries, you can really see it when it dries. Because the green is going to be darker. So I'm just going to because I'm trying to make it like that. Because my handles are gold and they'll go right here and right here.
Jamie said, wow.
Do you like it?
Mm-hmm. Margie said, really great idea. I like it.
Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on these parts. And I'm going to let this dry and make sure it's how, if it's good enough, like how I want it. So handle to handle is kind of where I'm going.
Sandy said, that is really nice. I think so too. I think it's looking really good.
I usually don't do paint jobs like this. But I'm really working. Like, I didn't step out of my comfort zone in the color today because Emily chose it, and that's what, it's her item, so she can. But,
it brightens the center of the drawers, Tina said. So yeah, you're like whipping the paintbrush, essentially, is what's happening. And you're cross-hatching across it like you would to do a cross-hatching marks in a drawing. But when you're just scribbling around. And then she uses it in that circular motion like you would with a smoky blend to really soften that up. That way the edges and the contours aren't so hard.
right.
And it also helps you, sometimes you want to avoid muddying the paint, but in something like this where you're trying to get that feather smooth blend, it helps to muddy the paint. Jamie said yes, she should love it.
I bet she does. And see, you can still see the detail really good.
Let me switch back to main so I can see that a little bit better. Well, you can't really see the detail right now.
Yeah, you can in person. You can see the stencil in person for sure. It really pops and stands out. I really think it's going to be pretty if I can just lightly touch it with a little bit of gilding wax.
Right.
And it's going to tie in that with the handles for sure.
Margie said, "This is for your daughter?" Yes, ma'am.
Yes, this is for Emily. We've been sitting on this piece for a minute, waiting on the weather, and she's been looking for a nightstand like this. So.
What's funny is Emily's even planned for when she gets old, when she moves out. She has a really beautiful antique dresser.
Yes.
With the mirror, and it's in immaculate condition. And she bought that.
She bought it with
herself.
Our own money.
Yep.
And bought it before we could, I could.
And she's storing that thing in the back of the store.
Yeah, it's on storage. Because I was like, if you bring this home, it probably will never leave.
Yeah. And it wouldn't, because when I say it's beautiful, it is absolutely stunning. Original finish, original mirror. There's no work you have to do to it. That's how immaculate it is.
It's beautiful.
Only thing we did was clean it off.
Wrong paint.
Ooh. That's easy to correct, guys.
Wrong paint.
We all do it. If you're ever blending anything, you're going to eventually pick up the wrong brush.
Wrong brush. Yep. That's all right.
Yeah, you're really softening up now a lot. That's really pretty good. Yeah, don't be afraid to experiment, guys. When I was first learning to blend paints, I would practice on a flat board that I primed with some primer.
Yeah.
And that's how I would practice. And I would just keep repainting that board over and over until I got the technique I was looking for. And sometimes we'll change what we're doing in the middle of it and just kind of start pouring paint onto the piece to get it to the desired result.
Yeah, because if you're wanting more, that's the thing. You can just add it, and you can just add water to keep it.
And you can essentially get all the paint off the ends of the bristles of your fading brush just by wiping it. Mm-hmm. Like Missy's doing right there on the canvas.
You're just taking off any of the excess. Okay, so to finish, when I go to seal this up, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to take a little bit of dark wax and go around the edges. I think that's going to look good too.
I wonder if you could use a dark wax over the keys. Well, that might be too much color change in the drawer itself.
I think I really think just lightly, like dry brushing the
The gilding wax?
The gilding wax on it.
A makeup brush, one of those puffy makeup brushes would work. I think will work perfect for that. But yeah, it's looking good. It looks good from here, and it's looking good on the camera too. Because you never know when you're doing something like this. You'll look at it in the middle of it, and you'll be like, "Man, this is terrible. I don't like the way this is looking." But you got to trust the process, trust what you're doing, and just keep going, and you'll end up with something that you're really happy with. And guess what? If you're not happy with it, you just repaint it. It's chalk paint. Super
It's
easy.
chalk paint.
I mean, golly, we had an end table at the store that had some Howards on it, and we put the stuff on there, and it was coming off a little bit in a couple spots. So I just took it under and hit it with a pressure washer and got all the paint came back off with the pressure washer, and it was just one of those plug-in pressure washers that you can get at Walmart.
All right, let me get this one going too.
Donna says, same as blending in paper crafts. The end result will be great. Yes.
Yeah.
Blending is blending, whether it's on a piece of furniture, on a canvas, or on paper. As a matter of fact, that was the first thing I learned when I was learning pencil drawing, not just what I used to do when I was a kid where I would draw comic book characters and stuff. But when I was learning to pencil draw, that was one of the first exercises that I had to do was draw a sphere or draw a circle and shade it to look like a sphere. So there's a lot of blending that goes on to get that, to make that realistic result without using cross hatching. And then after that, you got to learn how to use cross hatching and hatching to make your shadows. And I always ended up doing the smooth blending because I liked it a lot more than cross hatched. But I would still use the cross hatching technique to get my desired color and then blend that across and smooth it out, just like Missy's doing with the brush. Those X's.
I'm at a weird angle to do it this way, but it's working.
No, you're doing good. You're doing kind of a standard hatch mark that crosses across itself instead of a curved hatch. Sandy said, y'all Vinny the video.
Yeah, Vinny the video.
Vinny the video.
Vinny the video. I try to do that with any video that I watch.
Yep.
That's like the first thing I try to do is go ahead and like it.
Yeah, I do it too. That way I don't forget.
I don't forget.
Whenever I watch somebody. Even if I'm going to move on and watch another video, that's what I do. I don't know. I guess it's a habit. You see so many people thumbs down stuff. It's like, why?
Why?
This lady that Missy watches all the time that does furniture, like that's all she does is just furniture. Mm-hmm. She gets a lot of bad hate comments and thumbs downs, and it's like, why? You know, just move on from the channel.
Right.
You don't like what she's doing on furniture?
Keep going.
I don't know. I've never been like that. But we do live in a different time now. Why is that there?
Okay. What do you think? I'm gonna turn my mic back off and hit it with the dryer just so I can see how it goes to see if I need to do it a little bit more.
Margie said, that's terrible. I've never understood that. Yeah, me neither. You know, I don't know. You get it. I mean, I see it all the time on people's stuff that I watch. That is true, Donna. Some people don't like anything. But yeah, so when you're doing blending, it does take longer for that to dry because you end up putting a lot of paint on the piece if you're not careful. If any of y'all saw the book I did, I threw a lot of paint on that book. And really, I shouldn't have, but the problem was I decided to change what I was doing in the middle of doing it. Margie said they must be miserable people. Yeah, ain't that the truth? But you know, as Tim Holtz say, if you don't have anything nice to say, find something nice to say. That's a great saying. If you don't have anything nice to say, find something nice to say. That's really, really good. I like that. That's you know, I should live by that motto too.
All right, I'm gonna just do a little bit outline. Because where I've sprayed it with water, I've thinned out my paint on the edges. So I'm just wanting to.
Margie said that's a great saying. I agree. Mm-hmm. And Tina's the one that shared that. Tim Holtz says.
It's helpful to, when you're blending, to blend light colors. You know?
It's harder to blend from say black to white.
Oh yeah, don't do black to white.
Not that you can't do it.
No,
it's just a lot.
It's
a lot of work. You'd be better off creating a multicolored gradient that way. So you blend from white to gray, and then from gray to charcoal, and charcoal to black. Mm-hmm. That way you're saving yourself a lot of headache and a lot of trouble.
Right.
Jamie said everyone should live by that saying. I agree.
Yeah, I do.
It's
Teach
pretty
it to your
profound when you think
kids.
about it. Yeah, that's looking really good, Missy.
Do you think the white is enough?
Yes. Yeah, you don't want it to be too strong.
Right.
That's a really good blend. I will work on smoothing my blend on the upper drawers.
Yeah.
And that would
They're
be
a little
it.
bit harder because they have the stencils on them, I think. I think that's why they're harder than the flat surface.
Another trick you guys could try if you're going to do a blending is just mix a medium color in a bowl or on a palette or plate, and then kind of go in between the two. Tina says, I watch a lot of YouTube when I'm crafting. Everyone's work's beautiful, even if it's not my style.
That's what I think. I mean, just because you don't like it, don't mean somebody else don't like it.
Yeah, and you don't have to let everybody know, I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's like, the one that we noticed that she's got the most hate on was about a furniture piece that she had painted. She didn't share the amount of damage that was actually to restore the furniture would have costed probably, on that piece in particular, probably would have been $700 worth of veneer. Just to fix it. And that's the unseen side that people don't.
That is the unseen side of painting furniture.
Because like this cabinet behind me, I'll show it to you guys with the laptop camera.
Oh.
Let me move this chair. Ow. Oh boy. Put my body in a weird position and I cramped up. But you see that cabinet right there? That's not painted. That's original.
But if it was...
That's a late 1800s, early 1900s piece. It's in immaculate condition, so there would be no reason for us to have to paint it.
No, but if it was in bad condition, if the veneer was all peeling off, then it would be painted.
Boy, they can see my big face. Oof. Get that off there.
Not every piece has to be painted. I have multiple pieces in my house that are not painted.
Lorna says, so your love of grunge makes sense now, Rodney. Another of my favorites is you get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. That is a saying we use all the time on our kids.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just appreciative of everybody sharing their skills and tips, no matter what it is, Sandy said.
Mm-hmm.
Judy said, I'm making my grandson's birthday cake while watching you guys.
Oh, awesome.
It's a taco cake.
Ooh.
Margie said, wow. Jamie said, how do you decide what colors to use when you use multiple colors and the piece has legs or spindles, etc.?
See, I'm not really good at answering that question because I usually go with black, green, or something like that. Now, like, okay, like on this piece, I would have either I would have used dark walnut and this green would have been good. But like,
it would really depend.
it does.
Right.
That's where I'm like, your personal taste and
Right.
color, the style of furniture.
Yes.
You know, like mid-century modern pieces. To me, it never makes sense when a mid-century modern piece of furniture is farmhoused, because it's not really farmhouse.
Right. That
Like,
doesn't have the shape or the
it
contours.
doesn't, right.
It'd be like
This
painting
piece-
an Art Nouveau chifforobe farmhouse white and distressed in it. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, there's, you know, like this piece could easily be farmhouse. You could have easily went the farmhouse.
Yeah, because it's
You
got
know,
the shaker
route
style
with it.
sides.
Right.
It's oak, golden oak.
I
not,
think-
not any kind of.
You know, so I think one thing is what style of furniture it is. I think that makes a difference as far as like what way you're going to go with it. But I mean, hey, if you like the shape of a mid-century modern piece, but you want it to be farmhouse style, then go for it, because guess what? It's your furniture. It's going in your house.
That's
You're the
right.
one that has to love it. Doesn't, you know, that I'm a firm believer on that, and I say it all the time. The furniture is going to tell you what it wants to do. It'll tell you if it'll take it or not. But I have a piece of furniture at the store that dates back to the 1800s, and I don't think it's ever going to sell like it sits in the original form. And I think eventually I'm going to have to bust out a paintbrush on it. But if I did that piece, because of the style, I wouldn't farmhouse it. I wouldn't distress it. I think it would need to be more of
It needs to be elegant.
An
because
elegant-
It's an elegant piece, and it's
Yeah.
in immaculate condition.
I think it would have to be like that. My next piece of furniture that I'm fixing to work on is a washstand that I painted white and distressed it, and it just never sold. And I think it's because I painted it white, and I don't think white sells as good as it used to anymore. I think people are more into color now than I do than white furniture. Not everybody, but some people. So I'm actually going to.
Kat said you should do make sure you do a before and after pic when you do the wash stand.
Yeah, I do need to. But I'm going to paint it. What was that color blue? It's not
Midnight.
It's not in the
It was
navy.
midnight.
Yeah. I'm going to paint it midnight. It's like a really dark blue, but not, it's blue. And I have this decoupage paper that's got really pretty colors and hummingbirds and stuff like that. I think it'll look good. It easily could go into your kitchen and be your coffee bar. It has the lemons, so if you did a lemon decor look, it would be a cute piece for it. But it's a farmhouse piece of furniture, so I wouldn't paint it
Right.
fancy. I
No.
guess it doesn't need any of the. It's not. It's
Yeah,
it's a straight
like Tina
farmhouse.
said, life would be pretty boring if we all had the same style.
Oh yeah.
And Jamie, if you're asking about blending and deciding colors, like specifically on legs
Oh yeah.
for blending, you could blend any color down to the legs. But when you're messing with legs, I find it's easier to do a linear blend. So from top down, you're blending the color. And if you want to go back in and smoky blend, then you can do that afterwards. But you want to most definitely get your linear blend first if you're blending in between the colors. As far as deciding the colors, like Missy said, that's going to be a personal preference
Just
thing.
a personal preference.
What
and-
you think will look good. In this
Yeah.
case, Missy would have probably chose a different color green.
I probably wouldn't have painted this one green.
Oh,
You fell down.
Yeah. I didn't fall down. You fell down.
I fell down.
Yeah. Well, look, that's because that came unattached. Sure did. Sorry about the technical difficulty there, guys. I'm gonna have to get Clack to make one for me with his 3D printer. See if that works. See if that works. If not, we'll have to switch back to front. All right, we're back. Tina, Kat said, "Man down."
Yeah.
Jamie said, "I'm not going to blend anything." Oops, the gremlins are attacking.
Yeah.
Real life things happen. They do. You know, you don't count on stuff like this to become unadhesed, or the adhesive failed. That holds the grippers in, that holds the camera. I'm just glad it wasn't my cell phone.
Yeah.
I have one that I'm going to modify so I can put a pin in it, but it wouldn't work for this one. It will work for holding a phone on it. Clack is very clever, and he's very smart too. So now she's just drying it again.
It's almost dry.
Because it's a process.
Yeah.
Yeah, see the green darkens up when she gets it totally dry, which is a good thing. Because it'll scare you at first. That's another thing. Trust the process that you're doing. Because once it's dry, it's going to look like you had anticipated it to look. 9 times out of 10. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Like on the grunge piece. I was not happy with the grunge piece. But I think you all know that. Cammy.
Still doing the same thing,
It hadn't stopped, pup. Come here. I'll start putting you outside. You almost got it dry. Tina says she likes that you can dry it in between coats so it will not take as long to finish.
it's very helpful. It's not, now, if I was not doing this during the live, I wouldn't dry it. I just would walk away from it. But if you're trying to finish the piece, yeah. Okay.
And I love being able to walk away from stuff because
Yeah.
I take a lot of breaks.
So I'm gonna go ahead, so I'm using the Easy Peasy spray wax.
Let me get my camera out of the way so I can see you better. There you go.
We just,
You hadn't turned your mic back on. Tina said can't hear you, Missy.
yeah, okay. So I grabbed some of that Clear Matte Easy Peasy Dixie Belle spray wax. I'm just trying to show y'all different products. So that way I know what to tell you because I am a creature of habit. I'm going to stick with what I know works, and I'm just going to use what I know. So
I think we're all like that to an extent.
Yeah. I'm just going to go with what I know. I know a lot of people like this.
Tanya uses it now.
Yeah. To me, I don't know, I haven't really seen a difference and I'm really happy with how one coat job this is. I still got to touch up my sides, and when I'll take the drawers out, I'll make sure to touch up there, so I'm not too much worried about that. And then I missed that whole piece right there, but that's okay. So I'm just going to use...
Oh, yeah, you did. I didn't notice it until you said that.
Yeah, it's okay, though. So I just sprayed it, and I'm just kind of... Okay, so it's going to tell you to dry and then reapply as many coats as you want, and then it cures in 6 hours. But here's the thing, I'm dark waxing this too. I'm gonna add some dark wax to it.
Oh, Lorna's got a great question.
Go ahead.
What do you think makes the biggest difference in the outcome? The brush or the quality of the paint? I think it's both.
It is both. Because if you've got a good paintbrush and you've got good quality paint, then you can make any piece of furniture. You can really transform any piece of furniture. It doesn't have to be a high-end piece of furniture, because I have done some just, laminate, just cheap, nothing fancy, press board furniture and made it look better than what it was.
Yeah.
But it's the power of the paintbrush, and because your paintbrush is going to give you a smooth finish, and if you're using a good quality paint,
it'll accept that
it'll
smooth
accept,
finish.
yeah.
Whereas you can actually, you can actually paint with a junk brush and get good results.
With a good quality paint.
With a good quality paint, right? The stickler comes in when you're using a low quality paint. I guess that's the biggest difference. When you're using a lower quality paint, it requires a good brush. Like a $40 Purdy or a $32 Dixie Belle. Or, you know what? You could probably do a low quality paint with a Zebra top coat brush, which is only $11.
Well,
but it's designed for top coats. But it's a high quality brush with really smooth bristles. Also, if you want texture, use a natural hair brush.
That makes a difference too. Okay, so
between synthetic and natural.
Yeah, if you paint with silk chalk paint, you're gonna want a synthetic brush, and it makes a big difference when you're painting with silk. And I don't know why I said chalk paint. When you paint with silk, Dixie Belle silk paint, you're gonna want synthetic bristles. You're not gonna want natural. But as far as chalk paint goes,
we use synthetic all the time,
Yeah.
except for when we use the best dang brush.
You can use either. It's neither here nor there as far as like it goes. Depending on how you're wanting it to look, the natural one gives you more texture, I think, if you want it. But if you're trying to have a smooth finish with no anything,
Right.
then synthetic. I just always lean towards the synthetic ones, I guess. That's just me.
But we're not looking to add a lot of texture to what we're painting either.
Yeah, not really. That's never been my thing. I went ahead and grabbed my clear wax because I just need to know that I got it waxed.
She's doing that out of habit.
I
The
just
spray-
need
The
to
spray
know.
wax worked just fine. It gave
It
it a
did.
nice even coating.
I'm
from
sure
what I
it
can
did.
See.
I just need to know for a fact that that's how it went. I just need to know.
Now my question is, will spray wax for the price? Will spray wax do as much as a canister of a 10-ounce canister of wax?
I don't think so, but that's just me. So I'm just taking my brown wax and I'm just going around. I'm not really wanting to brown wax the whole entire thing. I'm just going along the edges where I'm shadowing.
Yeah.
And I did not load, is hardly any wax is on my brush.
But you can already start seeing a difference.
I'm just kind of going around the shape. And then if you do have to, just get as much of it back off as you can. And then lightly. And I'm not doing any pressure or anything like that. And again, I'm using a chip brush. But because I have my clear wax on there,
It's
I
pretty safe to
should
work
be
with.
able to control it if I get it where I don't want it to go.
Yep.
So,
But yeah, that was a great question, Lorna. I guess the best answer would be, if you're using a low quality paint, you're going to want a high quality brush. If you're
Yeah.
using a high quality paint, you can probably get away with using a lower quality brush. But I don't know.
And two, it's how you paint. Some people are heavy painters, like they have a heavy hand when they paint versus a light, even strokes. That makes a difference too, because I've painted with Emily with furniture and I've painted with Kaylee with furniture, and they're two different painters. Kaylee she can tend to be a little bit heavier when it comes to
Right.
putting, but I mean, she's young. She's still learning. My kids don't really chalk paint furniture with me much, but every once in a while I can get them to.
Jamie says she wants to thank you for these lives. I could watch you do furniture all day long.
Ah, thank you. Look at how it grabs the stencil.
Yeah.
I like
I can
that.
see that. You can't really see it on camera yet. We'll have to move the
You're
the
probably
main
going to
camera
have to
forward,
come closer, yeah, before it's over with.
because you can't see it in this one either. But you can see the more subtle effects, because this camera can pick up color better than the wide angle camera that we're using right now is actually the one we use for overhead. But yeah, you can see how it's shadowing the ends up really good using the brown. And you can do it with black wax too. Black wax won't be as subtle though, where Missy's getting a more subtle shadow effect.
Then as far as here goes,
Now it looks like a smiley face.
like a face.
Yeah, it looks like a face
As
with
far as-
pupils on the eyes.
Yeah, as far as the rest of the dresser goes, I would just clear wax it up really good, and then just lightly go through with some brown wax on it too, so that it matches the drawers. Just to get into the details.
I think it's looking pretty good. You're doing a real good job there. Now what's funny is Missy practiced the blending.
I was working on the blending this morning. I was like,
Yep.
I want to make sure that I can do this for you. I want to make sure that I can, tell you the best way for me, the best way that I can do it. I want to make sure that I know what I'm doing, somewhat, because I normally don't blend. It's not my strong skill set. I don't.
That's why she panicked when I poured that paint onto that book.
Yeah, I do panic on that kind of stuff. So I might just go a little bit.
Just to even that tone out.
Yeah, but not loading, is which.
And if you have a lot of heavy detail in the piece and you start doing this contour blending, you can make some really beautiful furniture. Like if those doors were if the drawer fronts were inset or outset, so if they had a face that went inwards or come outwards from the piece,
Like if it had a mold right here or something like
that, you can create some very beautiful fade effects using that. Golly, just.
You just gonna leave that camera down?
That's so aggravating.
You could easily. I'm gonna just clear wax this section just before I put my brown wax on there so I can make sure. But all I'm wanting to do with my brown wax is just kind of shadow.
Watch out, pup. Let me get by.
Just like dry brushing it with the brown wax. Just so it matches up. Yeah. And then the same thing here. I would just,
Then you gotta do your gilding wax.
yeah. I'm just letting this wax get a little bit so I don't move it. And then here. Initially, that's all I'm doing is dry brushing the brown wax on there. And then for the top, I'd do the same thing. I would go through and clear wax it all the way completely, and then just kind of dry brush the brown wax on it and then buff it. And then same thing for the sides, because it has those details there. I would just take my brown wax and outline the details and kind of feather it in the center, and then wipe it all back, just so that way it has a little bit of just a little bit of the brown to match it, so that way everything is all tied in. Same thing with the legs, just go through, clear wax it, and then dry brush the brown wax on top of it, just to let it grab. But I'm gonna wait on that part. The drawers are fine. I'm gonna wait on the sides and the back and the top. Yeah, and give my paint just a little bit more time before I do anything. Okay, so I'm going to grab the Gilded wax, and let me grab my handle so I can show y'all how that's going to look.
That's what Sandy just asked, if you could show the hardware.
Yes. What do I need? A Phillips head. 1, 2. How many? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 handles.
2, 3.
6 handles, 6 screws.
5.
Let me zoom in on here. Can you guys see the raised structure paste?
Really good.
I think you can.
That's bronze.
Yeah, you can. It's looks really good.
Okay. I really do want to just kind of touch a little bit of the Gilded wax, a little bit on the keys. And my Phillips head screwdriver is behind you.
Okay, I'm gonna get your camera set up right there a little bit better since we had a failure. Here. This is a flathead.
I mean, I
Here's
guess
the Phillips right here.
I think either one would work. It's those kind of screws.
Well, Phillips always works better. Grips. Not a big fan of flathead screws.
Let me see.
You want to show it to them?
I want to see. This is. Can you see it good?
Yes. Yep. You can see
That's
it
the hardware. So I don't know if it needs the short screws or the long screws.
Donna said, "Are those keyholes?" Yes, they are.
Yes.
Margie said, "Oh, I can see the stenciling now."
Yeah, can you see it really good?
Well, you could when I was zoomed in on it.
Yeah.
Unzoomed, you can't really see it.
Okay, so it needs the long screws.
That's even at 4K, or not 4K, 1080p. Margie said that's beautiful.
I had the. There we go. These might be the types of screws that you have to cut. You know how you've had to do that before?
Yeah.
On an old dresser. So sometimes, like when you're putting new knobs on an old dresser, they, you know, the screws just don't quite, they just don't work right with the new hardware. Sometimes, like Rodney has to,
I cut them up with a Dremel tool.
yeah, so they either send like, well, maybe I'm using the wrong screws too. Sometimes they send like extra long screws or extra short screws. And I bet.
Okay, let me get through here without bumping anything.
Here, they're outside. Go, 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 go. You too. All the dogs. Goodness gracious. There we go.
I don't know how I didn't break any of these ceramics.
I couldn't get my screw to go through the hole.
How did I not break any of it? I guess because I threw my foot out there to catch them.
All right, let me get the right screw going in here.
So that was crazy. I bumped the chair that we have hanging on the wall that is like a shelf. And Missy has all these really delicate ceramics on them. And they all fell.
There we go.
And somehow they didn't get broken. So that was luck.
Yeah, lucky you.
Because the last time I knocked them off, I had to get on and rebuy all the stuff.
All right. Let me see.
This is a tape measure.
Look at that. Okay, so I still got to touch up here, so I'm going to pull it out so it's camouflaged.
Does this tape measure go up under here?
Mm-hmm. I like these handles. Okay, so I really want to touch up I really want to do the gilding wax on here too. Oh, this is copper. I need gold.
Time to buy a lottery ticket, Lorna said. Ugh, man, I'll tell you.
I don't think today's your day.
No, today is not my day.
Today is not your day.
Sure. So now we got a different angle. So let's switch to both modes. I think we'll stay with this one. Yeah, no. Yeah, last time she had these ceramics up there, and the dog did the same thing where I'm walking through, and it rams me, and then I fall against the dadgum thing on the wall. It's like, maybe we should move it, you know?
How do I not know where my gold gilding wax is?
I don't know, you use it all the time.
I know. I have bronze. And I thought I just used it the other day.
You did. Is it in this box up here?
No, I have bronze.
Lorna, I got those drawer pulls off of Amazon.
Lilac.
Sometimes we have to go to Lowe's to get them. Occasionally, if we're restoring a piece to original, we'll just manufacture the knob using a mold. We'll build a custom mold.
Gold.
And then we'll pour resin into it that's got like this metallic powder so it stays metal, so it's not as easy to break.
Sometimes.
But that only happens occasionally. Usually I try to find the original knobs. But like on that 1800s piece at the store, the original knob was going to cost me like $50.
Okay, so I'm just wanting to...
So I just made one.
Very, very lightly. I want to touch up this, the hardware, the keyhole with the gold. And I'm just using like a painter's little artist brush that's kind of stiff, so that way I can control it.
Let me see if I can move that camera so it can be a little bit closer.
Can you see it?
Yeah, you can see it, but I need to move this one closer since I have it rigged up to where it shouldn't fall again.
And then I just kind of want to take it and like dry brush it over the details. But not a bunch, I don't think. Because I think a little bit less is more, right?
Yeah, you don't want to do too strong. You just want to do just the keys.
I'm just kind of like, anywhere that the brush can like grab the edge, that's kind of where I'm letting it go. Can you see it?
You not really.
Like, you can see it in person. It's one of those things. Because, like, I'm literally going light. Like, I don't want to go heavy.
There we go. Now you can see it. For sure. Do you have the key for the locks?
I do not. That would be awesome if I did, for sure.
We keep all skeleton keys that we come across. We don't sell any vintage skeleton keys. No. We'll buy them because we're always getting really old furniture.
You never know.
You never get the key with them. So usually one of them that we'll have in our collection will work. Unfortunately, on this one, we don't have one that's got the spoke big enough.
Yeah, I didn't. But we do. We always, if we can find them, we buy them. We'll keep them.
Margie said, your daughter is going to love that. Yeah. I think Emily's going to like it a lot.
Just a little bit of gold. That's all I'm doing. Like, I'm not trying to get carried away. I'm just trying to tie those two into each other. And then the same thing here, just, I wish I did have the key. That would be awesome. Emily probably wouldn't have got it if I had the key. I probably would have been like, no, you got to find a different piece.
I was checking my phone version, and I was like, man, that's pretty blurry. But then I realized I was only I had it on 240p. Did you know you can zoom in to YouTube videos? I did not know that until just right now. That is new. Holy cow. New to me, anyways. Everybody else probably already knew that. Let me move it over since you're working on another drawer.
Oh, I touched it too much, but it's okay.
Sandy said, what a fusion. Love it. Lorna said,
Thank
new
you.
to me.
I think she'll like it a lot.
Yeah.
And it was a really easy project to do, honestly. I mean, probably the hardest part was waiting on the weather to cooperate so I could prep it.
Yeah.
That was honestly the hardest part.
Because we don't like letting these really old pieces get damp or wet.
Yeah, I don't need it sitting out there in the moisture.
Yeah, no. It's looking good and you can see it. But yeah, that is new to me too. I didn't know that you can zoom into a video on your phone. I wonder if you can do it on a desktop too. I bet you can if you can do it on your phone. Zoomed fill, zoomed original. That is pretty cool.
Thing about Gilded Wax is where you put it is where it's at, so it's.
Let me get myself out of the way.
It's harder, so just
be patient with it.
Yeah, less is always more. You can, but.
And it's really easy to accidentally get it somewhere.
Yeah.
And not so easy to get it off.
Yeah, it's not so easy to get it off. So I always just try to go less, but I just was wanting to touch just a little bit to tie in the keys to the knobs, like tie those two pieces in.
Hopefully Emily does like it.
I think she will. Emily usually likes anything.
I hadn't seen any hearts.
Haven't seen any
flying,
hearts?
so I don't know.
She might be busy. It is Friday at 12:30 at the store, so they might be busy. All right, let me see if I can get these handles in the other drawer.
So you might notice that lump on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. That's where the structure paste went into the hole that the screw went into. Let me switch back to a different camera before I move it. That one. Let's see. Main camera. I'll move this back and out of the way. So if I keep it straight forward like that, it shouldn't pop out.
Come on. Let me get my screwdriver.
Screwdriver time. For me, that's always the fun part, putting everything back together. Get your good end results. Because you don't know. You know, when you do a piece, you don't know how it's going to turn out until it's actually done.
You really don't. No, I still did it.
A lot of times what we mess up and do is or I do, Missy doesn't. I'll overwork a piece and then regret it. Well, structure paste is in there, isn't it?
It is. It's almost like Bondo. I do my, never mind, I got it out.
And Bondo's the newest wood filler I use too, guys. It is it's fantastic. I'm going to do a how-to on how I use that Bondo wood filler.
Yeah, it goes in there.
Springs are wanting to bring it back up. There we go. Sorry about that, guys, on the view. It's got these springs on it that keeps it tall. And the springs were trying to kept bringing it back up after I walk away.
I really like the gold with this green. I like it a lot.
It is beautiful.
Let's see, 2 more handles.
Now I gotta adjust the camera again.
You just go to the main camera and leave it on the main.
It can't.
Because this is it. Like I can't.
I've got it too close.
Yeah, I can't really do anything else after this. I need to let everything just keep on drying up and curing. I want to take the drawers out and touch up my sides to make sure that that's all painted and good. And then I need to take, and where I take the drawers out, this lip right here, I just want to do a coat of paint there. And then I like to use Big Mama's butter right there because it seals up the paint and it puts moisture on the wood, so it'll help it slide easier.
Plus she likes the way it smells.
Plus it smells good. It just gives the furniture a fresh scent because this is an old piece of furniture. So
yeah. Nothing's more aggravating than a musty smell.
Right. Which, I mean, it's cleaned up and everything. Like, I don't have this, it doesn't smell to me, but it doesn't ever hurt to have a fresh scent. So that'll be, I'll touch up the drawers, paint the inside of where the drawers sit, wax that up with some Big Mama's butter. I'll wax the sides with Big Mama's butter too, just to give it the dried out wood, just freshen it up. And then I already put the paper inside the drawers. And
Lorna said, I love those pulls.
They're very pretty.
Said, nothing to put them on.
No.
Well,
I've been sitting on them for a while.
Because we were originally, we thought they were smaller than what they were.
Yeah.
And if y'all remember that Moroccan box or the apothecary box. That's what we're going to put them on.
I think it's pretty.
See, and Tina just asked, did you find a set of clear handles for the apothecary drawers?
I haven't. I'm still.
These were supposed to be different.
Yeah.
When we ordered them,
The picture
they
looked
came in,
different.
and this is what it was. It was a different product than what I had actually purchased.
But I didn't want to send them back because I was like, "Oh, we already have them.
We'll use them for
We'll
something.
use them for something." And I liked it. I thought it looked really good with this, with the color, the green that Emily's got picked out. And then when I did the keys, I thought, well, the two golds will tie into each other.
Donna said if Emily doesn't like it, she knows somebody who will.
I like it a lot. It just needs some, like I said, I need to finish it up. I need to take the drawers out, paint the sides, seal it up, paint the insides right there. I didn't paint the underside over there on the other side, so I need to paint that up. And then everything needs a really good coat of wax on the top and the sides, and then I'll go through and put some dark wax on it.
We didn't decoupage nothing today.
I didn't decoupage anything today. Emily said no flowers and no, so I'm trying to do it her style, and this would be more of Emily's style, so.
Yeah, it would. You want to show them the Decoupage a Month
Yeah,
Club if
I
they
can.
haven't already seen it yet?
Okay, this one.
Yep, the main camera.
All right, just a reminder, this is Decoupage of the Month, February's papers. These papers will be mailed out to you in February.
Right after the first.
Right after the 1st, we'll mail these out to you. So if you haven't signed up, you can click the link and sign up. It's $18.95, and you will get 5 papers a month, and then you also get 15% off anything off our website at rustyrelics.com, excluding classes and sale items. So that's 15% off. You get 5 sheets before anybody else does at the 1st of every month, free shipping, and $18.95. So if you want to sign up for that, just click the link. And this is one paper. This is another paper.
Lorna said that they remind me of Victoria bronze tassel pools. They really do.
They do. They're really pretty.
And then Donna said decoupage will look good on this piece.
Decoupage would look good on this piece, but that's the problem with doing custom pieces for customers. They want it done their way, not your way.
Technically, you're mama, so you're the boss.
Yeah, I'm
You
the
could've
boss.
been like,
I should have.
nope, ain't gonna do it.
But look how pretty that is with that color.
Yeah, you'd need a bigger piece for that.
Oh, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, if you liked Weeping Willow and you liked this paper,
Oh,
look
you know
how
what
pretty
would look
they
good?
do look good
that
together.
that black toilet tissue. Toile.
Oh, the one, you think it would look good with this one?
Yeah, I think it would have looked great if you did like just the drawer fronts and faded the green into the paper itself, but put it on the back, have the green as the background with the paper. I think you could have blended it quite nicely.
Yeah. But that is, like I said, it's Emily's piece, so. I think this paper looks really good with it, but.
Donna, who said that? Donna? Why was it not showing up in live feed? There we go. For some reason it switched to top chat again. It's so aggravating when it does that. Donna said, customers usually are the problem. Only with custom pieces.
Only when they want it done the way they want it done, when they're, well, I mean, Emily's not paying me. She's lucky.
Yeah.
But when they're paying you.
Free customers.
Yeah, free customers. It's the free customers. That's the problem.
The ones that live in our house.
Yeah. Is which I don't like doing custom orders. I quit doing that a long time ago.
Yep.
Because the problem is sometimes it's like what they want and what the piece will let you do, it just doesn't always work
Here,
out.
I'm going to tell you guys a funny story. I did a custom headboard for somebody. I made it the way that they said that they wanted it. They didn't like it. So we brought it back, made another one. They didn't like it either. Made another one. They didn't like it. The last time I took the first one back, they loved it. And it was the first one that I had done.
Yeah.
That is the moment I quit doing custom orders.
Yeah.
Because the first one's the one they liked. So I made 3 iterations. It's crazy.
Yep.
Judy said, this is a beautiful set. Donna said, especially family. Talking about Emily.
Yeah. Yeah. Family.
Margie did laughing emojis.
Well, I hope I at least taught y'all something, or, you know.
You found something interesting.
Found something
Hopefully you
interesting
found something
for
interesting.
sure.
And if you're wanting to experiment with it, just let us know.
Yeah.
You know,
I
if you
definitely.
need advice,
Yeah.
or have any questions, you know, you can always message us. You can always leave something in the comments. We'll always answer them.
It would be pretty if something was just right here. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe if you had a big key.
Like a key transfer or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be pretty.
I don't know if a transfer, maybe another piece of that structure paste, like a big key stencil,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then you do it.
That would be
because I
pretty
think
right
a transfer would be too
Yeah.
in your face.
I don't know. It still has, I can still work with it. That's the
Margie
thing
said,
about
I really enjoyed today.
it. Well, thank you. I know it was a little bit of technical difficulties through everything, but
Donna said that's why I never did sewing for people. They would bring me a size 6 pattern when they actually needed an 18.
oh, yeah.
Sewing will be a tough one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I remember getting my pants done at a seamstress, and she had to do it a couple times.
Is that one good?
Yeah, it wasn't on screen.
It wasn't on screen.
Margie laughed. Hopefully she was laughing at Donna's comment, not the fact that our camera fell down again.
Yeah.
This time y'all got to see it fall in action,
Yeah.
though, instead of having to see it from the point of view of the camera.
Oh, yeah. That's fun.
Sorry about the technical difficulties we've had today. Hopefully the audio stayed pretty tight most of the day. I did notice some dropping out, so it probably did pop quite a bit. Yeah, they saw it.
Yeah, they saw it. Yeah. That's it.
That's all I got.
That's all I got, guys. I appreciate you hanging out with us today, as always. If
Like we say, if you have any questions, don't
Any
hesitate to
questions?
message us.
Yeah.
You can do it in the comments. You can message us on Facebook Messenger. You can email me if you want to. That's fine. It's admin@RustEatRelics. And our Facebook page is Rust Eat Relics.
Yeah. We'll be back on Tuesday because we've got a lot of stuff to show y'all. And then...
Yes, we went hunting. And so Treasure Tuesday's actually going to have some actual treasure, which is awesome.
So we got some cool stuff. Some of the stuff is going to go to the store. Some of the stuff will go on our website. And then I'll show you a few things that I'm going to be painting and working on and that kind of stuff in the future.
And she'll probably paint a couple pieces that night.
There's a good possibility that I can give y'all a bonus live next week because I would like to get that stuff painted while I have the opportunity to at home. I don't know. I gotta look at the schedule. We work Monday, Tuesday, and all that stuff at the store. But I'll know by next Tuesday if I could do a bonus live. So if y'all have some free time, possibly Thursday.
Either Wednesday or Thursday during the day.
Yeah, I could probably do, if y'all want to, I'll tell Rodney to schedule it if it looks like we can do it. And we can do a bonus live and y'all can hop on and we'll just paint some small stuff and hang out. Because it's always funner to do it when y'all are hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because y'all ask
For
better
sure.
questions than I ask.
So, but yeah, we'll schedule that. So make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. Give us a thumbs up if you would like to.
I can't believe you remember to say that.
Yeah, yeah. And that is it. We'll be back Tuesday.
Y'all have a great weekend. Stay
Thank
safe.
you.
And I guess the weather's supposed to be kind of weird again.
Rainy and cold is all I
Stay
know.
weather aware.
Yeah.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.